On to the final chapter of Final Fantasy 1 for Nintendo. Playing it on the Wii via Virtual Console, Virtual Arcade Console, or whatever they call it. So where am I at? Okay, so I've been level grinding a little bit. I'm at level 33. You're going to want to be in the mid-30s. Low 30s is fine, but just make sure you have a pretty strong cast. If you don't have a black mage or a white mage, or maybe you have a red mage, you still want to be in the mid-30s to lower 30s is okay. Anything higher than that obviously is better. If you're still in the level 20s, at least get to level 30, otherwise there's a good chance that you're going to lose one of your mages halfway through the dungeon, especially your black mage. He still only has 330 hit points, and that's not a lot, trust me, in this dungeon. So, as you can tell, at level 33, I can use level 8 magic 5 times, which is a pretty good amount. Everything else I can use a really decent amount, and that's pretty good. For my fighter, I picked up basically the only thing that's useful here is these cures. They're good backups in case you run out of heals. Other than that, I got the xcaliber, the sun sword for my top strong guys here. Still using the cat claw for my black mage, and the heal staff. This doesn't really matter what weapons they're using at this point, because a lot of the times I'm using certain weapons as support. You know, I use them as items. Like Bane is a pretty good weapon. I actually had to go back and pick that up. That is in the Wind Tower. It's not really the Wind Tower. I already forget what it's called, but it's the last dungeon before you get to the end of the game. It's in the sky. So you pick that up, you use that as an item, and it uses Bane, which is basically poison smoke. If it's effective, it'll kill the enemy in one shot, but it only works against the weaker enemies. So Wizard casts Confuse, which does work on occasion. Mage is like Fire 2, it's kind of useless. Light is Harm 2. Thor, I believe, is Lightning 2. Vorpal doesn't do anything. I don't even know why I have that there. Defense, I believe, is supposed to do something as well, but I haven't actually looked that up yet. But it's not really that useful. It's a pretty strong weapon just as it is. So anyway, I'm in the original town. In this game, it's Corneria. But actually, I realized a lot of the spellings of the game, in this game here, the R's are supposed to be L's, and it's just a bad translation. Because I guess in Japan, the L's and the R's are really confusing or hard for them to differentiate. So a lot of times when they say something, it's really supposed to be an L, but it's an R. So I don't really have to use anything here. So once we start this, you pretty much are going through it. You know, it's the last thing you have to do. You don't have to come back out for any reason. And once you get all 4 orbs shiny, you can talk to all these bats. And I'll just do them really quick. If you want to read them, you can obviously pause the video, but I'm not going to waste any more video time reading these out loud, because I have a horrible story voice. I don't want to put you to sleep already. Oop. And if you reach a certain level, weak enemies will run away, which is kind of fun. Okay, go to this. The 4 orbs now cover the black orb. To take a step forward is to go back 2,000 years in time. So we're actually going back in time, because apparently somebody had already gone back in time and had screwed everything up. So this is it. There's really no treasure. There's a lot of floors, and pretty much just the first one is going to the bottom right. A lot of pretty vicious dragons in here. Run. try to conserve as much as you can. I don't need more experience, I don't need more gold, so there's really no point in dragging the battles on too long. You use up all your resources. Okay. No, that's not what I want to do. Cat Claw does absolutely nothing. We're going to do that. And heal. If you have a heal staff or heal helmet, and you don't want to, you have a character that's not going to really do much damage, have them use that every round to kind of slowly build your health back up so you don't have to use heals. Every time you use this, once or twice, it takes away from having to use a heal potion, which you don't get many of. 99 just doesn't last, not when you're at 700 and 600 hit points max. That's exactly what I'm going to do here. Heal, heal. And if you come across the weak enemy, you can do something like, because I don't know if I have 2 heal helmets. I probably don't. I think I meant to grab the second one. You can get 2 of them in this game. And you can have 3 characters heal while one just uses a false item, and you can heal your characters all the way back up to, max there. Wow. Okay. Already digging into my heels. Oh. You don't necessarily have to max out your fighters. You just want them to be at a comfortable range so they don't get knocked out, because their defense is pretty strong. Anywhere between 400 or 500, keep them out. Always keep your black mage maxed out because he doesn't have enough to begin with. And keep your white mage pretty close up there as well. More gas dragons, damn it. There we go. I still don't understand why my top fighter with the most defense always absorbs the most damage. It's strange. Like, I know my black mage doesn't have more defense than my top fighter, but he always gets a beat down when any kind of magic hits him. I'll have to look at his armor, make sure he's equipped. Alright, time for the next video.